Okay. Here's another random thought. It's me, NBT Sky. Alright. So, excuse my junior. In certain systems, you can't be self-appointed. You can know what your, you can have an understanding of what your future is supposed to hold, and so you can stand on that. But if, let's say, in Santeria, Ifa, Voodoo, we can practice, we can study, but self-appointed, I've never been one of those, really. To know what I'm going to become or know what I should become, yeah, so I speak it. Period. And I'm not going to stand down on that. So anyway, there's a lot of people that deal with Ifa, a lot of people that deal with Santeria, a lot of people that deal with Voodoo and Hoodoo and so on, and they just simply self-appointed. Anything I do, for the most part, I'm going to go to the source. One way or the other. That's the fun. That's the fun in Ifa. Even if you away from your godmother, if you got one, because it's my own personal, the system says you're supposed to have one. I and Ifa. Some energies is a little bit rough around the edges. I'm one of them. In any system that I study, I was always surrounded by the masculine energies. That's just how it is. Not saying that the system that I picked was wrong, but, it's going to take a little bit of work to find an I&E for that. Going to click with me. Anyway, there's people that self-appointed. They build their own relationships with the Orisha or the Loa or the saints. And that's fine and that's cool. But anything after but is bullshit, so I'm going to take that out. When people do that, and they just going to ask for stuff. You're self-appointed. You sitting here going to this Orisha, and maybe your Baba, if you had one, or your high priest or whomever, you can't. You're using a particular tool with a certain Orisha, but you're a female and you can't use it. This is stuff that people that self-appointed don't know, or people that don't really do the study. They just take interest. Which leads you to, as independent as I am, it still says, okay, in this system, you still have to have the assistance of others to get things done. That's just the bottom line. And that's respected. But you still have to have your lonely points, too. And I'm having mine, and I'm cool with that. Even in that, I'm not going to violate the rules, though. Even in that, I'm not going to go to certain Orisha knowing that it's certain tools that I cannot use. But there's people who may have that surrounding that will still, they'll go and take advantage of their surrounding, brothers and sisters or whatever they want to call it, to use the tools necessary to bother one that's just not around. I may not be around. That don't mean that I'm not present. Don't ever get it twazzled. People have to look at that. I'm never going to go to my Ile or any Ile and be like, oh, well, this person is doing that, and so I'm going to get my Ile brothers and Ile sisters together, and we're not going to do that. Because I know that you can use these particular tools, and you can use this particular part of the system, and we're going to use... No, I'm not going to do that. And this is where people fail. This is where people fail. It's just that simple. It's just certain things. People have to think about that when they do these things. Because when you do that, your intentions don't be pure. And so your Ile brothers, your Ile sisters, they get their asses tore up in the interim. Because in order to get your Ile brothers and Ile sisters or any group, in order to get that to happen, you had to push a false concept to them to get them to do that, especially when the person you're dealing with is not present. If I'm not present, that means that it has to wait. It's just that simple. But anyway, I'm not passing no judgment. That's just a random thought. How spiritual at, even, you know, even in these YouTube streets, people get, you know, they have their spiritual systems, they have their own relationships, they build their own relationships with their ancestors, they build their own relationships with whatever systems they in, and they cluster together and they try to, no, that's not how it doesn't ever work out that way. The individual will take the ass whooping. Like right now, I've taken the ass whooping and it's cool. But I know I'm still going to be 100%, 1000% off my IJ. Okay, Junior has to pee. 1000% off of Sky's IJ. It's just that simple. This is why I don't fear the Orisha. I don't fear the saints. I don't fear the Aloha. I don't fear the Islamic system. I don't fear the Christian system. I'm not saying that all these systems don't have power. They all have power. People give it power. Concepts give it power. Thoughts give it power. You gather a whole bunch of individuals against me, and I'm not even wasting my time. This energy, it bounces back. And this is for anybody. It bounces right back. I'm not gathering. I'm not going to go on a spiritual journey and along my spiritual journey come across a group of individuals that's like-minded and then take those group of individuals, pull in other individuals and tell them to beat you up. Spiritual. I'm not going to do that. It's a waste of time. It's a waste of my journey. Period. It's a waste of my journey. And so, no matter how far advanced a person gets into a system or how not advanced the individual gets into a system, it's a basic concept that'll keep any individual safe. Any individual can make a mistake within the system. That's cool. But it's the base of it that keeps you safe regardless. And so this is why it's always going to be safety for people who experience the kind of things that I experience. There's always going to be safety. As far as I'm concerned, there's going to be safety for me in every system. But I still prefer Ifa. It's just certain ways that I see the Orisha, that a lot of people that work with the Orisha, they never even see it. Period. They never even get that far. They get into, oh, okay, yeah, this is the Orisha. These are the, you know, the primary 16 Odus. These are the Odus. This is the divination systems. And still can't see the numbers and the colors and the chakras and the movements of any of them. There's people that can master the actual dance and still don't understand the vibration that the dance lets off. Period. It's people go before the Orisha all the time. They don't see no vibration. They see the tools. They know what the tools are used for, but they don't understand what the tools vibrate. So that's just another random thought. And that goes in every system. You know, people look at the cross. They don't really know what the cross represents. They look at Christ. They see the halo. They see a halo. They don't see the sun. You know, you go into, you know, the system of Islam. And even in that is a lot of symbology that people don't understand. People, they speak about, you know, Satan. They speak about the devil. They speak about Lucifer. But yet they do not understand that those are 3 different manifestations, 3 different vibrations that affect 3 different technical areas. Somehow it got clustered into one. These are things that people don't think about in spirituality and they don't think about in reality. I think about them on both ends. Period. It's just that simple. Even in my own isolation, that's my choice for the most part. So I'm not bothered. That's something that I wanted. So therefore, I'm not bothered by it at all. It bothers me none. That's what people have to, they have to understand and think about. They see the colors, they don't know what the colors associated with. They see each Orisha. Each Orisha comes with a shitload of tools, but you don't know which each one of those tools vibrate. And really, you go and you do an offering. But usually most people are doing an offering for something that they want outside of themselves. And that's how it always becomes backlash. You gain your status in a system, and money takes precedence over everything, when money is not even in the system of Ifa in real life. Not in that way anyway. Quarry shells represent money in Ifa, just to keep us disassociated, or just to keep that power of a piece of paper from over you, because the quarry shell is still a natural thing. But anyway, that's just a random thought when you think about it. That's probably why I gravitated toward it in your ways. Because there are systems that's primary to this land, but they still gravitate towards a piece of paper. And a piece of paper is not even backed by nothing natural. And so the actions is not natural. And that energy shifts. And people that's hypersensitive, the energy feels, they feel it. Unfortunately. You have to think about it. The piece of paper is natural and no longer backed by anything natural. The average person that touch $1, they don't even think about a tree. In real life. Every day people touch money. But they do not think about a tree. They do not think about paper coming from a tree. They don't think about where parchment comes from. So they, automatically it's been disassociated with anything natural. And in order to create that, it has to be a violation of a natural thing. So in that becomes violation of natural things. And that's what I be trying to get people to understand. It's not, there's a lack of money or a lack of wealth or a lack of ability. It's just my different way of thinking based off of my own experiences that no one's going to make me feel no type of way about at the end of the day. Anyway, talk to y'all later. Deuces. It's a random thought out here though.